Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. I'm here to give you more details about the officer-involved shooting that occurred on Thursday at 1807 West Slaughter Lane. Again, this investigation is ongoing, and this information is preliminary, and I hope you all respect that. Though this was difficult and a tragic incident for everyone involved, I want to say to Mr. Howard's, the deceased family, that we know that his life mattered to you. We know that he was loved. What you're going to see in these videos is how quickly all involved, including the innocent bystander, Fernando Martinez, reacted to this threat and put their own lives at risk. As always, I want to thank our public safety partners, Austin Travis EMS, Austin Fire, forensics team. Everyone did a fantastic job here, and I know it's not easy for them to witness this, and it certainly takes its toll. So before I go over the incident of that afternoon, I do want to introduce Fernando Martinez. He would like to say a few words. He will not be taking any questions, but he has asked, and I've asked him if he'd like to say anything, and he would. Do you want to come on up?
Thank you, everyone, for being here and providing support. I want to thank the Lord above. I want to thank my family that has been with me through this time, everyone involved in this incident. As mentioned earlier, acted swiftly, and that allowed me to be home safely. I also would like to thank our customer base that has provided tremendous support. We are also thankful for the community. The community has overall provided support. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your overall support. It's very much appreciated during this time. It's given me the strength to move forward. So thank you for that. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Your actions were extremely heroic. Okay, so the narrative. In early August, APD burglary detectives identified a subject named Raymond Lee Howard, who was born in 1992. And over the course of this month, Mr. Howard committed multiple offenses, including residential burglaries and home invasion. During the various personal property items were taken, as well as firearms from these burglaries and home invasions. On Wednesday, August 27th, Mr. Howard committed a burglary out of a residence with a handgun. The owner was present, and due to the elevated risk posed by Mr. Howard, burglary detectives requested assistance from the Major Crime Suppression Unit. And also during this day, August 27th, DPS did have a vehicle pursuit with Mr. Howard as well. On Thursday, the 28th, at approximately 5 o'clock, the Major Crime Suppression Unit detectives conducted a fugitive apprehension operation, an undercover operation, at 1807 West Slaughter Lane in an effort to take Mr. Howard into custody. Now, this was an undercover operation where they were attempting to buy some stolen goods that he had in his possession. When Major Crime Suppression Unit detectives arrived at the location, they observed an individual matching Mr. Howard's description and then identified him appropriately. Detectives Gonzalez, Detective Pruitt, and Detective Cardona entered the business located at 1807 West Slaughter Lane and made contact with Mr. Howard. You'll see on the video that officers gave verbal commands to Mr. Howard to get on the ground immediately. What you'll see in the video as they entered, there was intel that there was one person in the store, our bystander, Mr. Martinez. And as the subject was exiting the store, officers came in, immediately gave him commands to get on the ground. He then backed up toward Mr. Martinez, and that's when the altercation began. Again, Mr. Martinez told investigators that he was in fear due to Mr. Howard's actions prior to the shooting. Again, Mr. Mr. Martinez, your actions were very heroic that day, and I struggle to think of an officer hit or you more seriously injured during that, but you did a fantastic job, so I want to thank you for your heroic efforts. But despite these verbal commands, Mr. Howard failed to comply, raised his handgun, and discharged at least one round. Detectives discharged their department-issued firearms, striking Mr. Howard. Detectives detained Mr. Howard, attempted to render aid, but Mr. Howard was unfortunately pronounced deceased on scene. And Mr. Martinez was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, where he, I believe, spent the night in the hospital and was released the next day. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with the first This is Mr. Marcus Gonzalez's video. Craig Pruitt's. Okay. Do we have sound? Do we have sound?
On the ground! On the ground! I want you to do! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
So before this, you can see at that point, he drops a phone. He's about 10 yards from the front door when officers initially entered the store. They immediately tell him they've got police written across their vests. They tell him, Austin Police, get on the ground. He immediately goes back toward Mr. Martinez. He drops his phone. This is his phone here. Pulls the gun from his back right side of his waistband.
On the ground!
At this point, again. So Mr. Martinez takes him into a hold and does a takedown of him. Again, at this point, he's pulled that gun right by him, and you could hear the first firearm that goes off is the shot that came from his gun. Go ahead.
Back out! Let him go!
Shots taken, shots fired, suspect down.
So at this point, Mr. Martinez is being taken. Officers are pulling him away from the subject and to render aid to Mr. Martinez as well. Okay, that's the end of that video. Yep, go ahead and just slow down. There goes his phone. He's reaching his back, bringing up his weapon there. And that's when Mr. Martinez is about this point when his gun discharges. Next video. And this is Detective Gonzalez. Detective Gonzalez, I put you the third officer in the door.
Eyes deploy and go to walk that bike.
Yeah, we can see. Yeah. So again, shows the gun. Okay. I think now we're going to play the 911 call.
His bike is gonna be facing westbound,
radio
looks
traffic.
like he's getting off the bike now. He's eastbound towards walking eastbound toward
He's rolling.
he walked into
Deploy and go walk that bike in again.
shot ready to, shots fired, suspect down. Shots taken, shots fired, suspect is down, 32 recovered. Right.
Okay. Again, very tough to see, and you look at these videos, and it is very tough to see. It's very close, and you look at what may have been going through the officers' minds of being that close and having Mr. Martinez, again, very bravely step in between and do a takedown of him, and fearing for Mr. Martinez's life as well and what was going to be occurring. So again, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Martinez. And then the officers who discharged their department-issued firearm have the following years in service: Detective Marcus Gonzalez, 8 years; Detective Craig Pruitt, 7 years; and Detective Ricardo Corona, 12 years. Again, these officers have been placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol. And these investigations will be going, 2 investigations at the same time will be going. APD Special Investigations Unit in conjunction with the Travis County District Attorney's Office, and the administrative investigation conducted by our APD Internal Affairs Unit. And then as well as oversight from the Office of Police Oversight with that. Again, this is ongoing, and at this point, I will take a few questions.
Regarding the injury that Mr. Fernando had ensued, is there any clarification you can provide if it was from the officer's shot, or was it from the discharged suspect's weapon?
So that is something that is still under investigation. We do not know 100% whose weapon it was from, but that is under investigation at this point.
And is the department still assisting Mr. Fernando with any medical bills?
Of course we will. Again, this is all new. He is a hero in my eyes, certainly, and I think in a lot of people's eyes. So I am, yes, quite certain that those things will absolutely be taken care of.
Is there any, what is the protocol, like when police are doing a raid or whatever
Mhm.
like this?
Yep.
What is the protocol if they see a civilian inside the building?
Yeah, so I think you have to weigh, and again, this is ongoing, but I'm thinking to myself in the investigations that I've been involved in, weighing what they saw. They knew that he had a gun. They knew that he was dangerous. They knew that he was a methamphetamine user. They knew that he had a traffic pursuit the day earlier, and he had a motorcycle that was right outside the door on the sidewalk there, which I don't think you could see it in the video. Was he going to get on that, and what would that look like? So I think him being at the door, near the front of the door, knowing that there was one person inside the store, they felt it was best to take him into custody right there. And again, you could see his actions by backing up about 10 yards into the store, knowing that most likely the police, were they not going to confront him or what was going to happen? But again, he draws his pistol, and unfortunately Mr. Martinez takes him to the ground, and here we are.
When it comes to the burglaries that he was connected to, can you say where it happened and how many of the burglaries and home invasions did he get investigated for?
I don't know that we've got it broke down for the number. I know that it happened in South Austin, and I believe a couple in Buda as well were being investigated from him. Do we have his arrest, what he was arrested for? That's the location. So this is the subject. He had been arrested or convicted. He had several other arrests, but he was convicted here of burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a habitation. I believe he served about 8 years in prison for that burglary, and then just possession of marijuana. But as far as what the breakdown was, we'll have to get that for you.
Had officers been following him, or what led them to the...
Yeah, so he had been identified as a subject, and so at that point it was about setting up an operation, which this is what this group does. I mean, they are fantastic investigators. They set up an operation to get him, trying to purchase that stolen property, and this is where it all led.
Purchasing it, phone, like how...
I don't know if they want us to release right now what he was selling. Yeah.
What
But-
happened? Sorry. What happened when if you don't know what is the gun that shot the gunshot, right?
Mhm.
What happened if the officer was the person that shot the person? What is the process, or just I don't know if it's in a specific on this case, but in another one, what is like the process?
Yeah, I think when you're looking, you got to look at the process and what the investigation is. But certainly, from my perspective, the officers were, they're thinking an innocent person. He's put himself at risk here by taking him down. And the first goal was he's got a gun. He already fired one shot from that. Was to take that threat out. And so, unfortunately, if it was our bullet, then we'll have to accept that, and we'll learn from it, and as we move forward. But that's absolutely possible, for sure.
And what county were those convictions in?
I don't know. We'll have to get that for you. Yeah.
We'll take one last question.
Regarding Mr. Howard, was he potentially linked to anybody else, or is he acting alone?
It appears at this point he was acting alone. Thank you all for coming. Again, very difficult to watch, but I do hope that everyone can recognize Mr. Martinez for the hero that he is. And again, it is, you know, when you think about what could have been here, it can be a lot more tragic than what it already was. But so thank you all for coming.